What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to talk about healing and strengthening what we call the boxer's muscle or the boxing muscle. This comes up because I've had a lot of shoulder issues, and I've mentioned this in previous videos, and it's this left shoulder here. In previous videos, I've mentioned that shoulder pain I believed had come primarily from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, all the grappling I was doing. Now I know that I've had tears and strains and issues on my rotator cuff. I've had bicep tendonitis here that caused pain in here. And some of that, I remember the rotator cuff issue that came from some squeezing in certain positions and chokes. The bicep tendonitis, again, that came from other issues due to some fascia being agitated up here in my palm and my forearm from all the gripping. But I never considered that my striking, my Muay Thai, my boxing was also causing issues. As I slowly over the years had rehabbed and strengthened all those other issues, my rotator cuff, my physical therapist got me on a great program, and I was healing a lot of the issues. There was just this nagging issue in the front, and I thought maybe there was a tendon or a tear, or that tendon that slides into the bone here. I thought maybe there was an issue there. Then I started researching what's referred to as the boxer's muscle, or the boxing muscle, which is the serratus anterior. That's the muscle that's right next to your ribs, underneath your armpit. So again, right next to your ribs, underneath your armpit. The reason this muscle is called the boxing muscle, or it can be affected from you throwing a lot of punches or your boxing training, is because this muscle is used to slide the scapula around the rib cage, pushing forward. So it's basically the muscle that's used primarily in the protraction, when you're pushing your shoulder forward, when you're punching. So by throwing repeatedly and with the impact, of course that muscle is going to be overused. And if there's no effort in active recovery or attempt to strengthen it in your exercise routine, your strength and training routine, then it could become overworked, weakened, injured. And I don't know which one of those it was, but I started doing some of these exercises and I couldn't believe how fast that pain went away. So in this video, I'm going to show 3 of those exercises, and then one prehab or rehabilitation thing with a lacrosse ball. So let's get to those exercises. So the first exercise, you're going to need a roller. And I want you to pay attention to the instructions here, because if you're not careful, you might just turn this into a stretch, and it does need to be an exercise, okay? So you line your forearms up, elbows at 90 degrees, okay? I'm hunched down here. I'm going to roll, push the roller forward. My head goes down as far as I could extend. Now here's the key here. It's about using your serratus anterior, that muscle back there, those wings, and to pull yourself back up, right? So there is a stretch. You want to get that stretch in, okay? But you don't want to just be picking your head up, using your core and going through the motions like that. You have to have a mind-muscle connection for this to work the right way. So again, as far as I can push it, head down, squeeze and pull back. Now, one great exercise is to push and get protraction in the serratus anterior, okay? Now, I used to do push-ups and then cave or push my body higher, and that's just a better way to do push-ups for strength and muscle development, but it doesn't quite hit the serratus anterior as much as you would think. So here's a really good one that I learned, and it's really helped a lot. So it's really about getting your fist up against like a post or a wall. I just don't have any free walls in here, so I use these posts for my heavy bags, my heavy bag post. And so you line up, square with your shoulder, okay? Let that serratus or that scapula cave in a little bit or pull back, and then you push, extend forward. If you could see the motion, good. And really push into the surface, engaging that muscle. I do a set with my knuckles horizontal, and then I do a set vertical. I feel like sometimes the vertical fist really hits better, really gets in there deeper, but I do both just in case to ensure I'm getting as much work as possible. Another way to do this exercise, given the event that you don't have a flat wall surface that you feel comfortable pushing your fist into, or a post of any kind, or you just want to do this version, you get a heavy band, okay? Not a light band. I mean, if you have to start with a light band or if that's what's available, but I like to go with a heavier band, okay? You start here like this, and you turn it to make an X. You see the X, okay? You put it around your back like this, and I do push-ups like this a lot to develop my push-ups and my pushing strength. But what you want to do is, like you're in a push-up position like this, okay? And again, I'm retracted, and then I protract or push forward. Retract my scapula, push forward. Okay, again, retract, push forward. So this is another way I go about doing that exercise. A lot of the times I do both. The third exercise, if you have a cable pull machine, you could use that. I don't have one in my gym, so I use bands. Now, I do this exercise a lot, but I generally grab up here and I press over my shoulder, and that's more of a workout for my chest. But to hit the serratus, I've learned that I really have to put my thumb down here and keep it under my elbow so it hits under here more effectively, here. Now, as my elbow comes back, when I press, again, pushing as far as I can and really feeling my scapula around my rib cage, engaging the serratus anterior, really pushing forward, over rotating. Now this one is not an exercise, it's more like rehabilitation or prehab for prevention or recovery, right? So if you can find a post where you can get your arm here, all right? You put it right here where the pec meets the shoulder, okay? And you're gonna find some knots in there. The pain that I had for so long, as I was doing these exercises and it started to go away, when I did this is when it really almost completely dissipated, and I actually found a serious knot here. It like popped and it was really painful, and I just kind of leaned into it. So you're here, you push in, you find those tight spots or painful spots. You rotate your arm up and down, and then you move around. And when I found it right about here, it was a knot of some kind. And then I just kind of moved the ball around to get it out of there. Stayed there till the pain released. And what that does is it releases the pecs, these muscles here, so you don't overwork them, causing pain in your shoulder. So you can engage your serratus anterior more effectively without overcompensating with this muscle causing pain here. So guys, give those exercises a chance, especially if you've dealt with any kind of shoulder pain from boxing or kickboxing, Muay Thai, anything where you're striking with your hands. Like I said, I've had so many shoulder injuries, and I've done so many things to work it out and fix it, and I've fixed one thing and another thing, and this was kind of like the last thing that I just couldn't get fixed, and I didn't understand why. And again, I think it was because my focus was just up here in this area, even back here up in my traps and whatnot. But I just didn't understand or know about the serratus anterior and its role in punching. Now, even if you don't have pain and you want to strengthen that boxing muscle, I think that's a good idea too. It's an opportunity to really stay ahead of it and potentially increase your punching power. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, please be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll keep this thing going. I will see you guys in the next video.